So it's Allied turn 1, July 10th, 1943. We have 18 turns to defeat the enemy. July 10th, 1943. If you didn't know that date, you've probably seen the little thumbnail map up here on the side. Either way, you probably know that we are invading Sicily. July 1943. So North Africa has finally fallen, and we're taking the first steps into Fortress Europe. Damn, it is that long ago. Is it that long ago? Yeah, this Allied General came out in 95. Panzer General, I think, came out in 93 or 94. And then again, there were several more releases throughout the late 90s. I think they kind of quit in the late 90s. Again, Fantasy General, Star General, People's General, Kaiser General. There's one about the Austro-Hungarians. I can't remember the name of it. World War I. It's a relatively simple system to where even with a little bit of coding knowledge, you can now just go into it and just build your own stuff. And that's, you know, that's what people are doing. They're coming out with their own versions of it. So, what was I going to talk about here? Yeah, this is the map of Sicily, roughly speaking. Again, it's Panzer General, guys. It's okay. This is not exactly you know, a Matrix or a Decision modern day hex encounter game. It's not Panzer General. Or I should say it's not Panzer Leader. It's fine. It's just fun. But it does roughly approximate the general invasion plan for the Allies and how they decided to attack Sicily in July of 43. Two basic prongs of the offensive. You had the United States 7th Army under the command of General Patton. Yes, General Patton did not always command the 3rd Army. And then we have the 8th Army under the command of Bernard Montgomery. This is the only time that those two are the same rank, that they are actually rivals. I know Montgomery and Patton are often billed as rivals. The sad fact of the matter for Patton fans is that Monty just straight up outranked him by like a whole echelon level. So the idea that they were rivals in any sense of the word is kind of giving Patton a little bit too much credit. But this is the exception. Here they were both the equivalent of, you know, they weren't both 4-star generals, but they were both army commanders. This is the one campaign where they were actually semi-equal. Of course, Montgomery still had seniority. He had been an army commander for some time. Patton commanded 2nd Corps in North Africa. He won some of those battles. El Qatar, we went over them in some of our article series over on Tabletop. And after those battles, when they were getting ready to invade Sicily, they promoted him to command 7th Army. Meanwhile, Montgomery already had 8th Army. He kept 8th Army. By the time Patton got 3rd Army up in Normandy, Montgomery had been promoted again. He now commanded 21st Army Group. So, anyway, we have two basic forces. We have the British over here, and we have the Americans over here landing in the Gulf of Gala. So, these are the Americans, and these are the British. Is the gist of it. So, it kind of gives you the bottlenecks on the out. Right, totally. Something like that I said was needed was that the first needed Windows 95. Yeah, it's an old game. Fortunately, if you can find it, if not, I can probably send it to you because it's free. Panzer General Forever runs on almost anything modern. Like I'm running it now on Windows 7. I've also run it on Windows 10. Again, I don't know if the original games will still run on those platforms, but this new fan remake definitely does. So one of the new features is that they give you this little sidebar of units where you can see my whole army. So I don't know if you guys can read this too well, but all of the American infantry are commanded by Chip Brenner. I don't know if he's going to swing by our chat later today, but they're all named Chip Brenner. We got a couple infantry regiments in there. Oriskany commands a couple more infantry and also combat engineer battalions. My Free French units are commanded by Yavasa. I mean, I'm not sure if anyone in the Sitrep audience is from France, so I picked Yavasa, my friend from Poland, only because he played all the French in those Viet Minh battles, those Dien Bien Phu battles. So guess what, Yavasa, when you watch this later on YouTube, you get to play the French again. LSR 2590 commands commands more of my American infantry. Sorry, I take that back. These are my Great Britain infantry. Are commanded by LSR 2590. Bruce Lee commands my British engineers because Bruce Lee. Also my first guards, my heavy infantry. Ash, who played HK Ops with us, he commands my British paratroopers because he's a tier 1 operator. He's part of what would we call it? X Team 619, although now it has a new name. We never got around to it. So he commands my British Special Forces. Gianna has already landed. Gianna has 82nd U.S. Airborne. She's already landed. U.S. Airborne did land troops. There was a paratrooper operation here in Sicily. We also have Gianna commanding 1st U.S. Rangers. If I can find my little cursor here. Okay, she's already landed here in this town, Agrigento, and hopefully she doesn't get counterattacked too hard because she's there by herself. Then we have some more Free French armor under command of Yavasa. And then we have Rasmus commanding all my American tanks. So we have some Sherman M4A3s, M4A1s, some M5s. No Fireflies, not Fireflies, I'm sorry, no Easy 8s because again we're only in the mid-43. Damon commands my British armor, some more American Shermans, some Churchills, those are going to be handy. 12th Hussars is commanded by Naaman. That's just the name I gave it. That's British armored cars. Templar, if he ever shows up. Templar is commanding my American support units. So that's pretty much all my American artillery. He's got some M10 tank destroyers here. And, ooh, look at that. I forgot to name my 17 pounders. I'll fix that in just a second. Paul Beckus was commanding our British support units. So give me 2 seconds to fix this. One of the fun things about Panzer General is it allows you to rename the units. And again, some of these units you get to keep as you go on from campaign to campaign to campaign, and you can watch them grow in experience. And they become a hell of a lot more powerful. And of course, you can upgrade them with more weapons, or with more modern equipment as that equipment becomes available historically. So, yeah, 17 pounders. Royal Artillery Regiment Anti-Tank. Cool. Like I said, Templar commands my American support, so we got 2 more regiments of M7, actually, yeah, 2 more regiments of M7 self-propelled howitzers. Again, there's also some 7.2-inch very heavy artillery for the British. M7 Priest, which is basically the British version of the M7. And some anti-aircraft. Skoback commands all my American fighters. Chris commands my British fighters. Gaz commands my, because he works with helicopters in real life, Gaz commands my British ground attack aircraft, and Ralph commands the heavy bombers. So everybody's in here, and everyone's hopefully represented. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody. Can I command the goulash wagon? It says because science teacher. You get no goulash cannon. Don't worry about it. Alright, so let me quickly save here, because I changed somebody's name. Yes, I want to, okay, so we're going to go ahead and start the game. And again, all these American and all these British forces are already sort of, they're still in their transports. The American and British aircraft are already sorted. I do have some destroyers and light cruisers and 1 heavy cruiser for gunfire support. All this notwithstanding, I do have American Rangers have already landed here at Agrigento, and we have American paratroopers, also some British paratroopers, I'm sorry, 2 paratrooper units, that have already landed on southern Sicily. Obviously I have to take all these objective hexes, and I can tell you from experience that there are some heavy-duty German units backed up in here. This is where the Italian army actually started to fight pretty hard, because guess what? Now all of a sudden we're actually on Italian soil. In Africa, they didn't fight very hard because they weren't fighting for Italy. And when we got to Italy itself, they fell apart rather quickly because the Germans kind of stabbed them in the back. There was a change in the Italian government. They threw Mussolini out. The king sort of took power back, and you know, there was a lot of confusion. But in the middle, there was Sicily. And in Sicily, the Italians fought pretty damn hard. Their government was still organized. Mussolini still had pretty firm control. and they're now fighting for their own country. So Italian, look out for some, and I've already got some Italian units spotted. Keep an eye out for Italian units fighting pretty hard. And again, there are some Germans in here. Historically, Hermann Goering Luftwaffe Panzer Division was up in here. Yeah, there were some actually some pretty badass Germans in here. I think there were some Fallschirmjägers. I could be wrong about that. I'd have to look that up again. But yeah, Sicily was nasty. But anyway, let's get started. All right, so I'm gonna land some troops and start to do some attacking here. So wish me luck, because I have no idea what I'm doing here. All right, it's been a long time since I've played this. Is this my heavy cruiser? That is my heavy cruiser. Alright, the red are the things I can attack now that I'm in range. Yes, this heavy cruiser shoots many hexes in one. These are 8-inch guns. They usually have a real-life range of about 16 nautical miles. So these things do not play. I'm going to try and blow some Italian infantry right out of that objective hex right off the bat. Soften up the landing for my troops. Cool! I knocked a little bit of out of them. Alright, let's put some troops ashore. Actually, before I do that, where are my tank busters? I have some tank busters. Lancaster bomber. Mosquito Mark 6s. Okay, this is some of Gas's ground attack aircraft. Attack those Semovente anti-tank guns. Oh, and as he flies over, he spots more German and Italian armor. So there's some light Italian tanks, some M14s I'm not too worried about, but there's also a 12-point unit of Panzer Kampfwagen Mark 4Gs. Those are scary. Those are the nastiest son of bitches on the board so far, that's for damn sure. I'm gonna have to send some bombers that way. Do I have any more mosquitoes? I don't think I do. Spitfires. More mosquitoes, okay, cool. One thing that happens in Panzer Leader, Rasmus can probably back me up on this. What's the range on that anti-aircraft gun? Range is 2. Is whenever you have a bomber nearby, try to keep a fighter unit adjacent to it, because when the enemy's turn comes around, he's got fighters. If he goes to attack your bombers and you have a fighter adjacent to it, you can usually get a first strike with your escorting fighters, which is a good thing. Otherwise, fighters suffer heavily. These are heavy-duty strategic bombers. Some Lancasters. I'm going to bomb this Italian city, Syracuse, and that actually costs some economic points, which isn't really realistic, but that's fine. Well, those are Typhoons. Oh no, go back. Oh, my Typhoons to hit a ground target. Anti-tank guns. Alright, cool. Now I'm going to make sure that I have at least some fighters adjacent to my bombers so they don't get too badly hung up. Now I have some American air power over here, which I don't agree with. American P-47s, those are dedicated tank busters. Maybe they weren't at this time. This is earlier in the war that I'm kind of used to. They only have a 2 anti-tank value, so maybe we're looking at a different version of the P-47. I'm trying to strafe some Italian infantry in that town. I don't know how much good that did. Probably not very much. I'm sort of running out of things to bomb here. Object neutralized. What the hell? I don't even know what the hell that was. Spitfires will escort those B-17s. More infantry spotted on the road. Go get them, boys. These are my B-24, my B-25 Mitchells. Those are the kind of planes you see in the Doolittle raid over Japan. And I'm going to escort them with my P-51s because there are Luftwaffe planes on this map. Okay, that's pretty much my air power. I'm going to go ahead and start landing troops. The Rangers already have this objective. They started with it, so I'm going to leave them alone for now. That is Rasmus's 312th Tank Battalion has hit the beach. Some of Templars M16s. Those are those aren't M16 the assault rifle. Those are M16s. What they would do is they would take an M3 half track and they would bolt four M2 50 caliber machine guns together and make a mobile anti-aircraft mount. That was pretty badass. These are the Aristides troops. Go ahead and land. Hurry up. Now I don't think they can attack when they land. No, see, that's why I wanted to make sure I loosened up these whatchamacallits, these Italians at least a little bit, because when you come out of the water you're going to get counterattacked and you're kind of vulnerable there. This is my heavy cruiser, which I think has already attacked. Yeah, damn it. Shit. I wanted to use him to shell those Semoventes a little bit more. This little destroyer down here can't do very much, but he'll try to do something. The beaches are already getting clogged up. I can't land all my troops at once. So, Rasmus, how many hours did you spend playing this game when you were a kid? Or when you were a younger man? I'll admit I was already in my 20s when this game came out, but that was a long time ago. In a galaxy far, far away. Okay, so when you select a unit, this is Gianna's 82nd Airborne. When you select a unit, it shows you like where it can move to. Alright, so I can attack those anti-tank guns from those two hexes. You know, you have to be adjacent to it to attack, obviously. The problem is those are clear hexes, whereas these Great British Infantry, Ash's 1st UK Airborne, I can attack from here from rough terrain. Infantry almost always does better in rough terrain. So I'm going to attack with my UK troops first, because they're a little bit closer, they can get a better angle on these German packs. What are those? Oh, those are Italian 47mm anti-tank guns. Okay, that's not so bad. Do it! Chase them down the road. Alright, Gianna, finish them off! Kill them! Give me my first kill. He's gone! Awesome. Yeah, what Rasmus is talking about in the chat is reduction of enemy entrenchment level. So, if I go to these Italian units and I hover over them, oh my god, yeah. Alright, you probably can't see it, but they only have 2 in ammo. They got poor supply. But it says ENT:0 way over there to the far left. I'm sorry, the far right. I'm not sure at 720p if you guys can see that too well. But that's their entrenchment level. Like this guy here is ENT4, entrenchment 4. That's how deeply they're dug in. So you can attack a unit and attack a unit and attack a unit, and even if you don't do any damage, every single attack, no matter how ineffectual, reduces entrenchment level by 1 until it hits 0. And then you hit him with your real attack. And it's costly, and it's time consuming, and it takes a long time to set up, but that's how you dig enemies out of really good positions. You can hit them with offshore guns from cruisers and destroyers, even battleships once in a while, like in Normandy. Then you hit them with air power, then you can hit them with ground-based artillery if you have it, and then you hit them with an infantry attack, or multiple infantry attacks from multiple hexes. And if you focus enough firepower, like on one of these urban objective hexes, you can eventually clean them out. Like this guy's already been bombed once. His ammo is now down to 2. He's short on supply because of a following his runes. His entrenchment level is 2. His entrenchment level is about to get worse, because guess what? That's an objective hex. I want to take that airfield, but I want to take this objective hex as well. Toast! Do it! 6-inch guns into the town. Only reduced them by 1, but it knocked down that entrenchment level. His entrenchment level is now 1. So now when my guys bomb him and attack him next turn, they're going to have an easier time. I have no doubt these... oh, there's some British armor. There's the big 7.2-inch guns. That's Paul Becca's big battery. There's Bruce Lee's engineers. Some more of Damon's tanks. LSR's infantry. To my knowledge, no Australians fought in Sicily, but we can pretend. Yeah, I still can't land all my troops. Oof. That's not good. Oh boy. Your anti-tank, my 17-pounders might get counterattacked by these Italian infantry. That's not good. Alright, I think I've moved everything. This little sidebar helps you keep track. When a unit has a little red light on it, it shows you that you've already used it. So yeah, I've used all my units. Do I want to build any units? I don't think I can. It's not letting me. Oh wait, man, maybe it will. I don't know where I would deploy because I don't really control any objective axes yet. So let me wait till next turn. I got plenty of money, I got plenty of time. I'll wait till next turn when I have at least one objective X or at least one of these airfields that I think the game allows me to use as staging points to actually bring in more troops. Because I am going to want some more stuff coming in. It's going to be Cherry. Notice I gave all these guys 4 stars of experience and I gave them level 12. At least my ground units as far as their firepower goes. So, you know, Panzer General Forever allows you to sort of go in and fix your units if you want to. It's kind of cheesy, it's kind of cheating, but again, I'm trying to make for a fun stream here. And I'll tell you this much, as a longtime veteran, and Rasmus can back me up on this, a longtime veteran, Kiwis in Sicily, we'd all gone up, LSR, you're here, sir. Yes, LSR, you command a division of British Rifles in this battle. 2 12th Infantry Brigade, 2 13th Infantry Brigade, 2 14th, actually more than a division. Along with Andrews, 1st Guards, 1st Engineers. Yeah, so LSR's just joined us, everybody. Super fast. Yes, you have the infantry. Nothing wrong with that. I gave them they're elite infantry. How about that? Alright, anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and end the turn, and we'll see what the Germans have to say about it. Alright, Germans and Italians. We're waiting for you. Yep, going after those anti-tank guns. What else? What else you got? Look at that little progress bar to the upper right. No! LSR, one of your brigades just surrendered. Damn you! What the hell did you just do, LSR? That's the last time I put you in one of my games. Oh my god, my fighters are getting slaughtered. What the hell's going on here? Yeah, these Germans are not playing around, man. Please tell me you're done with your stupid turn. More German fighters. Focke-Wulfs and Messerschmitt lines. Simoventis try to counterattack my Americans. That didn't work out too well for them. Oh god. Alright, what did I lose? Yeah, a whole brigade of infantry surrendered on that beach. Good job. Good job. Great work, guys. Oh, Lord. Alright, so let me go ahead and save it, just because. Alright. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show these infantry in this town some more. I want that objective hex. I want it bad. bomb them with more, with those Lancasters again. Again, I'm trying to reduce that entrenchment level as much as I can. What are these? Typhoons. Typhoons versus Mark IVs. Do it! See, I'm trying to whittle them down because those Mark IVs, I've seen them take out a whole unit of Churchills in one shot. So I'm really trying to kind of carve them down as much as I can. These are Spitfires. I'm sending these up against those Messerschmitts. That made a hole. Holy crap, that was sweet. Alright, notice this Spitfire units. Fighters are really tough to, really expensive to repair. So he's down to 40%. I gotta get him over a friendly airfield. The problem is I don't have any airfields right now. I've gotta take an airfield somewhere. So I can have this guy land back there and then I can buy him reinforcements. So there's a lot going on here. I would much rather... Alright, these Churchills are going to try to outflank these Mark IVs. Light them up, son! He ran away. Damn it, now he's in my way. More Churchills. They're blocked by... Alright, Damon. I know you're not here, but I'm calling to you in spirit. Your armored cars have to take out these Mark IVs by themselves. There's only one left out of 12. You gotta do it, man. Do it! He did it. Awesome. That's the, which unit is that? That's the 12th Hussars. Good job. Let's do some reconnaissance and force up this road. Alright, now hopefully that clears up this road for more of Elisar's infantry to sort of redeem himself, hopefully. And take this town. Do it! Okay, that town is now empty, but I don't know if I can get anybody to it in time. Unless I limber up this unit in trucks. But if I do that, these 8 rods are going to come down from the north and blow the shit out of it. But if I let the enemy reoccupy it, I'll never forgive myself. Man, there's a lot going on here. Alright, hold on, let me measure my options here. Alright, I'm gonna call in artillery on this town. Or on this airfield. That made a hole. 7.2 inch howitzers. That'll knock you down from 10 to 2 in a hurry. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and use my American B-17s. That's Ralph. Ralph, bomb the shit out of those guys. Kill him. You didn't do it. That's alright. Where can I move you instead? For now. I'm going to move you next to some fighters so that you don't get shot down by these prowling German aircraft. What's this? These are fighters. Spitfire Mark 5s. Spitfire Mark 5s, you're going to tangle with some Italian fighters. Do it! Sweep them from the sky! Yeah, pretty close. These Italians kind of suck. I'm not going to lie. Shoot them down. Just kill them all. Kill them. They're all gone. That's friggin' sweet. That frees up these mosquitoes. Sometimes this game is like playing Jenga in reverse. It's like, can you take the thing apart? Hex by hex. Okay, that airfield is now free. At least I hope it is. Yes, it is. But I can't really get any units up there fast enough. Take that objective hex, mount up in the lorries, and occupy that town. I almost guarantee you this guy up here in the 8-rod is going to come down and friggin' attack me. Because when you're in trucks, you're really vulnerable. But for now, my Bruce Lee's engineers are going to occupy that airfield. And, ooh, I probably shouldn't have done that. Can I go back? I got this Italian infantry unit up here in the town I have to clear out one of these days. See, I don't want to attack them though. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that to you, LSR. I'm not going to send you into that town, entrenched Italian infantry, without any kind of preparation. We're going to give that hex at least one turn of preparation before I send your guys in there. There are limits to my cruelty. This town here, what is this? This is Gala? Yeah. Patton is not happy. Thank you, Navy. You did your job for a change. Send the Navy up the road there. Which unit was this that got clobbered? Oh, Chips. Some of Chips' infantry got beat up a little bit. Occupy that town, dude. You'll be alright, but I'll do that first. Simamente! Kill you! Nice. That was Rasmus. No, that was Templar. No, that was Rasmus. 314th Tank Battalion. Here comes Templar. Templar with his 711th Tank Battalion. Take that airfield, sir. You got first shot on you. Well, you pushed him out of there anyway. Nice. Alright, here's some of Husky's combat engineers. Again, I don't think I want to do this, but the hell with it. I'm going for it. Oh wait, what am I doing? Oh no, I think I just wasted my turn. That's Italian infantry. I think I just screwed up. No, that's Chips. Okay, cool. See if Husky's engineers can finish up those armored cars. They did it. More Templars, self-propelled guns. I screwed this up. I screwed this up, didn't I? Lorry them up. No, at least they're in half tracks. Take that airfield. Alright, cool. We own 2 airfields now. Now, what does that mean? That means... Did I already use this unit? I already used that unit. That means this guy who's badly damaged can get back over that airfield. And I think there I can buy him replacements next turn. The problem is there's freaking swarms of German fighters up here. Not really swarms. I can't get too aggressive with, they've already attacked, damn it. I don't want to get too aggressive because anti-aircraft, mobile anti-aircraft. I gotta be careful here. So I'm gonna go and attack with him and then pull out. Which one's that? That is Mosquito. I'm gonna save him for a ground target. Oh, he's already fought. Alright, I have to do it this way then. Messerschmitts, be gone! Get the hell out of there. Get out of range of some of that flak. There's way too much flak in there. His clown still hasn't landed? Oh. Do it! 17 pounders versus, that kind of sucked. Now I can put the rest of these guys ashore. That's the last of your infantry, LSR. You're finally all on the beach. It only took you 2 turns. What the hell's going on? I shouldn't talk. I got 2 more units over here that haven't landed. Okay, the last little bit of the battle wrap up. I got Gianna's Rangers over here that are pinned down by a brigade of Italian infantry. I gotta send some people over there to help them out. They're on open ground, so I can get ballsy with tanks. At least I hope. Hell yes! Dude, Rasmus, what the hell, man? What'd you give these guys this morning? That was awesome. Ooh, this anti-aircraft unit back by my airfield. Light tanks up the road. Oh, they've already landed, sorry. Yeah, that's about all I can do there. Alright, let me pull up my little... Make sure I'm not missing any units. Yep, some units have not moved yet. Oh my god, there's more Italian fighters up there. Look at that mess. Holy crap. What's the defense on... yeah, those B-38s are pretty hardy. Let's go mix it up with some Focke-Wulfs. That did not go well. That was a mistake. Oh no. Can I send them any help? Not really. Oh no. I'm gonna park my bombers. The bombers have nothing really to attack this turn. That's not too dangerous. Well, yeah, if I send them up too far north, they're going to get swarmed by all these 2 squadrons of new Italian fighters and those Focke-Wulf 190s. Those are dangerous. Butcher birds. That's what replaced the BF 109. I'm going to park my bombers over my flak, so if the Germans do get cute, they'll at least get hammered by they'll get hammered by flak first. Alright, I think that's everybody. Oh god, I dread doing this. Alright guys, I'm gonna hit start the new turn, and hopefully not too much bad things will happen. Yeah, see, I knew that was gonna happen. I knew he was gonna attack those trucks. I got away with it. I took some damage, but not enough. No, I would not send... First of all, that's an 11 infantry unit LSR, which means he's already got some stars of experience. You can't go above 10 unless you have at least 1 star in experience. So, he's already got... He's well entrenched. Now he's entrenchment level 5. He's had another turn to entrench. But I've got artillery all over the place, and I've got some more infantry that can go in there and help him. Plus, I can have you attack on a rough ground. So at least now, your guys down here have a little bit more of a chance. Okay, starting a new turn. No, don't end the turn, dude. So is this the kind of thing that you guys, I mean, I know you guys are probably getting tired of Panzerleader and Valorant Victory all the time. I can't really put Darkstar on here because it's not, you know, historical or modern warfare, and the rest of the team is still on summer break, so we gotta wait for you know, for Gas to come back, for G to come back, and to do some more painting. So I'm just trying to come up with new ideas of stuff that is, you know, fun to do. It doesn't require too much work all by myself, or that you know, that isn't like the same thing over and over and over and over again. Okay, so it's the beginning of the Allied turn 3. here come more armored cars to attack Gianna's Rangers, who are still kind of on their own. I have a heavy cruiser that's going to sail up the coast and say, suck on that. Let's let Gianna's people do something for a change. Attack! Shove them back up the road. No, Gianna, do not give up your position. I'll send you on your way once I can get some people up. Once I can get some people up behind you to garrison that objective hex. For now, Rasmus's tanks are going to go get the glory kill. Finish them off. Sweet. So these light tanks are going to buzz up this road here. Why am I going up this road? I had to eventually get here to, was that Messina? Marsala, I'm sorry. On Palermo. I'm getting, Messina's over here. I'm getting my two sides of Sicily mixed up. I gotta take these two objective hexes, so I gotta send at least some kind of a force out here. I'm hoping it's mostly Italians out here. Germans are way tougher than Italians in this game. So I got a little battle group going out here. Some of Oriskany's guys. No, you know what? Battle group Oriskany is going to head up north and take this town here. You're going to take Enna. We're going to go right across those central Sicilian mountains. That went a lot better than I thought. I sent them cold into mountains, but hey, it's Oriskany's heavy infantry, man. Combat Engineer Battalion. Of course, Oriskany gives himself the good units. You know what? He who dares wins. Go, Rasmus. Breach those mountains. Tigers! Run away! Rasmus found some tigers! Oh no! 25th Tiger Battalion. Sitting up there, right on that road junction. Oh my god. Where are my mosquitoes? Where are my typhoons? Where are my thunderbolts? Oh no. Oh god. Alright, we gotta get Rasmus some support up there. He's about to get clobbered by some really heavy armor. Oh god. That's that 11 right there. Those are tigers. Novus Templar! Hell yeah, you're leading troops. You're in charge of all American support assets. So all the American priests, the M7 priests, the anti-aircraft guns, the towed artillery, pretty much anything that makes a big mess, anything that makes a big splash. Which we're gonna need because we just ran across some tigers. Alright, in all seriousness, I've got some M10s I gotta get up there. Where are my mosquitoes? Yeah, let me go ahead and show my little unit. Yeah, we got Yavas in here with the Free French. Chip is commanding some American infantry. Oriskany is commanding some American infantry. Yavas got all my Free French. Elisar's got my British infantry. Bruce Lee's got my engineers. Ash has my British paras. Gianna has my American paras, because Gianna. Also my first U.S. Rangers. Rasmus has my American tanks. Damon has my British tanks. Templar has my my American support. Paul Beckus I think that's his name. P. Beckus has all my British support. Chris has my British fighters. Skobak has my American fighters. Gaz has my British ground attack. Speaking of which, where are you? Where are you, Gaz? Tigers! You can't reach them! No! Alright, what else we got? Alright, they can reach them. With some mosquitoes. Gaz, it's up to you, man. You gotta soften up those tigers. How much did he get? Let's see. He knocked him down from, what was it, 11? He knocked him from 11 down to 8, so that's pretty good. The rest of this armor is pretty crap. What the hell is that? A 38T. What the hell are they doing with those? And a bunch of yeah, Italian armored cars. Those Vespers are pretty scary against infantry. But yeah, I just gotta take care of those Tigers a little bit. Alright, now I do have some mosquitoes up there without air cover, without fighter support, so I'm gonna send them some fighter support. Alright, now down here we have Mr. Paul. Shell those Italians. Wow. Alright, LSR, let's see if you can do it. Clean them out. They're gone. And you take the city. Sweet. Repair this fighter unit. It is so much cheaper to repair a fighter unit than it is to buy a new one. Trust me. Especially when your units are well experienced. Now, you'll see that there are these are the two things I used to buy reinforcements with. There's this reinforcement key, and there's this reinforcement key, which has the E on it for elite replacements. Don't be talking smack about the 38, bro. I'll throw it down. This ain't 19. It says in 7th Panzer in France, 1940. The 38T is a joke. Yes, I will be talking trash. That's okay, LSR. In 19, can run it. It goes down to the front, right? No Tiger fear here, right? Can it run? It's a piece of junk. The fuel system leaks all over the place. All right, so ground units can absorb either reinforcements or elite reinforcements. Or replacements, I should say, as long as they're in supply. Air units, I'm pretty sure, have to be over an airfield to do so. So I finally managed to take 2 airfields, so I can now support my. Thankfully, I can now support, my air units. I have 1 Spitfire squadron, Mark 9s, good Spitfires. That's what I need against those Focke-Wulfs. Some kick-ass, some good air-to-air fighters. Problem is they're in really bad shape. I need to replace them. I did get an airfield. Oriskany's engineers took that airfield. I'm going to give them elite replacements. That's a hell of a lot more expensive. But if you don't give your well-experienced units elite replacements, what happens is they get raw replacements. And the overall experience of your unit goes down. It's like negative XP. So if you have beginning raw green units, it's okay to give them regular replacements, but if you have elite experienced units, if you can possibly afford it, which I have plenty of money, always give them elite replacements. Pro tip. So that is unfortunately their turn, but that totally saved that fighter unit. And if that fighter unit dies, not only do I have to buy it all the way back from scratch, but it comes back as green recruits. So losing experienced units in this game hurts like a sumbitch. You want to save your experienced units wherever you possibly can. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put some of Templar's M7 priests. I'm going to hide them in these mountains behind Templar's anti-tank guns. I'm sorry, his M10 tank destroyers and some of Rasmus's tanks. So they're behind and adjacent. So in case these Tigers decide to get cute, I mean, they are Tigers. I am a little afraid of them. If they come down south and they engage and there's artillery behind them and adjacent, that artillery automatically fires first. And it might even break up the attack. I doubt it'll break up the attack against Tigers, but it'll slow them down and it might chip away at their attack a little bit and give these frontal units a little bit more staying power, especially Rasmus's tanks. So Rasmus's tanks are tougher, but they're in the open. Templar's M10 tank destroyers are tissue thin. They don't even have a roof on the turret. I mean, I'm sure you know what an M10 tank destroyer looks like, but it's in rough ground. So both positions are strong and weak in different ways. Fortunately, again, now they have some artillery support, some defensive artillery support. Where are those Focke-Wulfs? I want them dead. Did I already kill them, or did they fly away to regroup? Alright, I'm going to kill some Italian fighters instead. Italian fighters, you now need to die. Those are Typhoons, though. I'm going to use Typhoons against these armored cars. How did he attack me first? Oh well, I won. Cool. I try not to use Typhoons against fighters because they're really good at ground attack, and they're better to use as that. Meanwhile, I'm gonna go ahead and come down here with my Spitfires. Mark 9s. These are some of the best fighters in the game. They should be getting replacements, but you know what? I need them to kill this thing first. Kill these Italians. Still didn't manage to do it. Damn it. Okay, I have P. Becca's 20mm self-propelled anti-aircraft. I might be able to get underneath those fighters and kill them that way, if I can move these infantry guys out of the way first. LSR, your guys are in the way. They're clogging up the road. Get these clowns off the road ASAP. I want to use them to attack this town, but before I do that, I want to first shell that town. Then bomb that town. No! That's not what I meant. Then bomb that town. This not only knocks down their numbers, but again, also reduces that entrenchment level. Which, when you have infantry in towns, that entrenchment level is automatically going to be high. Alright, so now we got LSR's troops. That's going to be a tough battle. Except it's not. You just cleared it out in one shot. I underestimated your troops, LSR. Alright, cool. Get these clowns out of the stupid trucks, so they're not so vulnerable. Leave them there for now, just in case somebody gets cute. Well, no, the hell with that. Get up there. I'll buy a garrison, a cheap garrison unit, stick it in that hex later. Alright, now that hex underneath those Italian fighters is clear, let me see if I can get these anti-aircraft guns in there. Take a shot at them. Knock them down. That's the end of the Italian Air Force, at least in that sector. Alright, these tanks are way behind. Get up that road, sir. You're holding up the show. They've already fired, so they're done for the turn. Bruce Lee's engineers. Can they make good distance, even though the tanks are clogging up the road? Let me see. Mount up in the lorries. Don't get too crazy. I don't want to lose them in this battle. Alright, Damon's Hussars. I called even money. Let's see what happens. Wow. Won that battle. Hardcore. Sweet. I guess that made these allied units really powerful. Probably made them a little too powerful. Alright. Meanwhile, British artillery is it's super heavy, and it's way behind this whole column of crap I have heading up this coastal road. British Paras, Gianna's American Paras, some of Chip's infantry that don't have trucks, believe it or not. I'm gonna have to buy them trucks. I'll actually upgrade them into mechanized infantry later on. Speaking of which, here's some more of his guys that do have trucks. I'm gonna buy them elite replacements. That's their turn. That's most of my guys. I do have some British fighters that haven't done anything yet. Have these guys done anything? Move them out of the way. So these guys... No. What fighters were you talking about? I have a ground attack squadron that hasn't done anything? What the hell, game? Game. dare freeze on me, game. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and save this. And hopefully... I'm not losing the game here. It's not letting... Oh, there we go. Okay, it's letting me select some things now. Alrighty. Scared me for a second. This area up here scares me because there's still 2 pieces of flak up there plus that piece of flak, and whenever you're within 2 hexes of a flak unit, they fire first against aircraft. So that's like a no-fly zone. I have to attack that place from the ground, and they're behind a river. So that's a pretty good defensive position there. They're protected from air, and they're protected by terrain. I do have to take this as an objective X. And they've got some pretty elite German infantry over here. 43 Wehrmacht heavy weapons infantry over there in the mountains. That's going to be a tough nut to crack. That's what my cruisers are going to be for. I'm going to swing my cruiser up there, and he's just going to start lightening his ammo load until he knocks out a couple of those anti-aircraft batteries. Once those AA batteries are down, in go the bombers. And then it's going to get ugly. I also might call in some of Templar's artillery to go in there. Templar and Paul's artillery to go in there and wear them out from a distance. But that's an area that's going to have to be... that's deceptively weak. I'm sorry, it's deceptively strong. It looks a lot weaker than it is. Conversely, this up here, except for those tigers, which are scaring me a lot less than they were a minute ago, that's actually pretty squishy. There's no real support up there. They're in a little bit of a terrain bottleneck between those 2 mountain ranges, but that's fine. So all these guys move. He moved. Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to send Ralph to his death. Ralph, just, chill out there for now, dude. There's got to be something I can hit. Those are what, B-25s? Yeah, never mind. Ralph, go kill something, please. Alright, here we go. Have I used all my units, at least a little bit? Skobak, 2nd Tactical Fighter Group. How much fuel do you have? Alright, he has spotted nothing up that road. I'm using him for aerial reconnaissance right now. So I've got a straight shot up that western coast, at least for now. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and end the turn, and we'll see what the Axis has to say. Suppression, baby, that's right. Don't be talking smack about that 38T, bro. In 1940, LSR, I agree with you. In 1943, not so much. The bombing suppressed them to the point of releasing the town. Yeah, that does happen sometimes. Or at least when you attack them, they tend to, when you finally do attack them, they give it up rather quickly. Back in the day, a great game to play, 2-player with a few beers. Yeah, I don't know how we would do that here. This does sound like a play-by-email version. But yeah, 2-player is fun to do on this, that's for sure. But yeah, you're right, with a few beers. It's not that serious of a game. But it's fun. It teaches some basics, like suppress the enemy with different types of attack, naval bombardment, aerial bombardment, land bombardment, then go in with, don't send tanks into the town, send in some infantry first. On open ground, send in the tanks. Some basics, some fundamentals, without taking itself too seriously. Alright, we're now on turn 4. Okay, let's see what's going on here. I wish that heavy cruiser was on the other side of the island right now, to be perfectly honest. But for now, I'm going to send this light cruiser up here. It's time for him to start shelling. And just shelling. Just shell away. You're going to be there for a while. In fact, you know what? Oh god, it's going to take him forever to get back the other way. I wish I had some. Maybe I'll buy some more heavy cruisers. Maybe it's going to let me. Can I buy a heavy cruiser? It will not let me buy a naval unit. Damn it. Alright. 1,955 points. I got tons of money. Okay, where do I start? Let's just start off in the west and work our way from left to right. So I'll start off over here in the west. These naval ships and aerial scouts still haven't found anything. It's starting to make me a little nervous. Rangers lead the way. We're almost to that river. Scout tanks are going to take this rough ground. Oh, there's at least a little bit of infantry up there. Italian infantry, I'm not too worried about them. One bad thing about the Rangers, they don't come with trucks. So I got this little battle group, 2 battalions of Rasmus's tanks, some of Templar's armor, Chiana's Rangers, and some of Skobek's fighters. We're going to explore and see just how squishy the western tip of this island is. So far it looks almost deserted. Almost too good to be true. I'm starting to see a little bit of a gap develop between this western battle group and this main fucking throwdown, the smackdown that's about to happen here. So I'm going to take this opportunity to buy some units. Buy. Who doesn't like to buy and shop for things? What should we buy? What should we buy? Tanks. They don't give us too much in the way of choices. Alright. First person in the chat gets to command this new battalion of tanks. I'm going to go ahead and purchase them. I can put them next to any city that I control. Mount up in half tracks and get up that road. Cannot attack because he's out of ammo. No worries. Get back here and get some ammunition. Alright, it's time for Templar to shell some Tigers. Soften them up for some tank destroyers and for some tanks. Here come the 105s. No effect, but we reduce their entrenchment level. Send to the tanks next. So they've got thicker armor. Holy crap, Rasmus! Your 12 Shermans just wiped out 8 Tigers. You didn't even give Templar's tank destroyers a chance to get in the battle. What the hell was that? Yeah, I think I might have made these allied units a little too strong. Just saying. Just kill everything. So the armored cars got the first shot. How about risking these infantry gets the hell up the road, man? How about we just get the hell up the road? Am I in half tracks or in trucks? Trucks, never mind. I would get a little bit cute there if I was in whatchamacallit. It's like these guys. I'm gonna get cute here. Do I want to get that cute? Oh, those are Italians. No entrenchment and no experience. We're gonna overrun them out of the high ground. Do it! risk any rules. I don't do that with trucks. I'll do that with half tracks, but not with trucks. Because I'm not crazy. Templar, I'm using some of your AA tracks as improvised reconnaissance vehicles. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Okay, Panzer General Forever downloaded. There you go. Alright, so, because Science Teacher, after Rasmus, who already has all the tanks, because Science Teacher, you were the first person to put in the chat after I asked. So this new tank unit here, which I don't think I can do yet. I may have to wait till next turn. You have to wait till next turn. Well, you know what? I'll ask one more time at the beginning of next turn. Who we're going to give command to that new battalion of Shermans. Oh man, my troops are all hung up here in these mountains. Half tracks, get up there and kick some ass. These are, oh, Yavasa's free French. Hey, Yavasa's free French. Get up there and kill somebody. Do it! I'm getting a little careless with my half tracks here, guys, but that's okay. These guys do not have half tracks, so there we go. I'm going to put them in this town, and next turn I'll be able to upgrade them. And can I upgrade them now? No, I think that's the upgrade button. I'll upgrade them next turn. I'll give them half tracks. Yavasa's free French armor. Reinforce the British. That was your job, sir. We'll put LSR's infantry back in their universal carriers there. Get them through those mountains. Alright, I gotta clear this road so those 7.2-inch howitzers can start doing more damage. Because those things have range like it's going out of style. What is the range on those? Range of 3. So I gotta think where I want to put them. Damn it, I just clogged up the road with those guys. Alright, I don't want to air attack those flak units, so I'm going to attack them with tanks first. It's half tracks versus Churchills. Come on, man. Do me a favor. Damon. You just blew those half tracks off the face of the earth. That was epic. Then again, you are in a Churchill versus some dumbass half tracks. You should be able to get it done. Here. Oh, there we go. Good. Perfect. I can put some tanks out in front of my How are these guys doing on fuel? Because yes, planes do run out of fuel. Well, I'm going to head him down here and rebuild the next turn. What are these bombers doing? Gases, Typhoon attack bombers. I don't know if this is a good idea. Woo. I'll take it. Even if they're not terribly effective, if you kill... Oh my god, look at all that artillery. Oh god. Even if you these guys were out of ammo, so they're using the American airfield, but that's okay. They have to. These guys haven't attacked anybody yet, have they? If you can keep knocking down their fighters, you force them to spend more money on it. And the more money they're spending on useless bombers, the less money they are spending on tigers, infantry, artillery, things that can actually hurt you. Right now it's doing this again. Yeah, so if you just downloaded that, Rasmus, you'll probably see that they have infantry versus tanks at a river crossing. I don't know if that's a good idea. LSR, we're about to use your troops as guinea pigs. So maritime tanks, that didn't work that well. Oh no, you did a lot of damage to them. He took some casualties. Alright, cool. Apparently we never moved these, Paris. How about the Paris go there and finish them off? More burning Italian tanks. I'm sorry, what I'll say, if you've, gone ahead and, downloaded that, Rasmus, you'll probably see that it's got like 4 games in there. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and leave them alone. 4 games in there. I haven't tried them all, so I don't know if they're all good. But the ones that I tried, I liked. Yeah, those B-17s in there. Do that because that will cost me. I'm gonna upgrade them. Yes, I know, next year, please. Okay, there we go. Alright, save the file. Oh no, don't save the file, just go ahead and let the axes take their turn. To answer your question, will the Germans kill me? Because Science Teacher, it is possible to make it live stream, make it 2-player. It's... Oh my god, what the shit did that? Oh no, my fighters! There's a hell of an infantry battle taking place along that river crossing. Oh, they tried to attack you in your Bren carriers, LSR, and you shot the shit out of them coming out of that river. Oh no! Just got that. It's down to 1. Yavasa's free French infantry. They're down to 1 out of 12. Elite reinforcements. Save that unit. It's on life support. Okay, it's back from the brink. What was that did that? Italian 90mm anti-tank guns in the back of a truck. Okay, that would make sense. They try to make an impromptu tank destroyer out of that mess. Oh my god. Alright, let's save the file. I haven't actually taken any real losses yet, have I? Has anyone actually died? Yes. That was that unit that surrendered on the beach. I also lost 1 fighter unit. Oh no. When did I lose a fighter unit? Somebody's fighters died. Whether that is Skobak or... where's my unit roster? Whether that is Skobak or Chris, I do apologize. I did not mean to lose a fighter unit, but apparently I did. I'm not going to apologize to Alzar. It was his fault he surrendered. So what the hell with that? That is 3.7. That is 8.8 centimeter flak. Yeah, we're showing those guys. They didn't do very much damage. artillery. Speaking of which, where's my heavy cruiser? It's gonna take like. Alright, light tanks. Can we take that off the march? Risk it. They left that airfield completely undefended. Oh, Italians. I'll take it. Not. You will not hear me bitching. Oh. Enemy artillery up here. Rangers, get up there. Okay, this tank unit here. First person in the chat gets to command these tanks. The poor French. Not the Charlemagne. He's ruined all French military characters for me. Even Napoleon? Come on now. The French do well sometimes. Donkus Gaming! Hey, what's going on, sir? Welcome to the stream over on YouTube. If it ain't a scenario point, why defend it? It helps me. It helps me stage more air power up there. I would at least put a small infantry unit in there if I was them. Then again, airfields are flat. You can't put them in rough ground. You can't put them in urban axis. But at least make the enemy pay a little bit for it. Now I can put B-17s. Now I can put Lancasters there, Mosquitoes, Typhoons, P-47 Thunderbolts. I mean, when the other side has so much of an advantage in air power, it's, you know, if you can't fight them in the air, fight them on the ground by taking away as many airfields as you can. Speaking of which, here's why. This air unit that's almost dead is back to full strength because I have an airfield I can do it at. You can only refuel, rearm, and repair air units at an airfield. So, yeah, it's actually kind of a thing. Alrighty, I'm going to go ahead and unlimber these artillery. Yeah, these are my big guns. And they're going to shell the hell out of somebody. Okay, P. Beckus, you see these German Wehrmacht infantry? Yeah, they need to go away. Peace. They are gone and dead as shit. Move up there so you're in range of more enemy units next turn. Bruce Lee's combat engineers. Alright, Bruce Lee, it's time for you to get nasty. Disembark. And, oh, we can't attack this turn? Oh, yes, no. What? Oh, I almost had him attack friendly troops. Oh, sorry, Bruce. I almost had you attack the wrong guys. I almost had you attack LSR's 215th Brigade. Sorry, dude. Alright, don't do that again. Slow down and pay attention. Send in Paris first because they're full strength. Yeah, I knew that one was going to be nasty, so I wanted to send in a fresh unit to do the real damage first. Now, LSR's 215th was left of them. Well, they're at 2/3 strength. They're going to go ahead and finish off this 19th Wehrmacht. So, Dunkus Gaming, I've seen you in the comments a few times before. I don't know if I've ever seen you on a live stream. If not, welcome to our stream. Glad you can join us. How aggressive should I get here with these quasi-Australians? Get up there, dude. You have artillery support and a ton of tanks behind you. Just get up there and get pissed. Get up there and kill something. Alright, we are now going to take this badly damaged air unit. Now that these guys are hopefully resupplied. Ammo 3. Okay. My Spitfire Mark 5s are now resupplied. I'm going to have them go and attack somebody. Basically, I'm going to clear up this airfield hex so I can take this number 4 aircraft unit because they need repairs badly. It's time to strafe those 38Ts that LSR loves so much. That'll teach you. Poor LSR. In fairness to him, he makes a good point. Those are 38Ts are good tanks earlier in the war. By this stage of the war, not so much. Because I want B-17s in there now. This is just turning into a freaking slaughter up here. Okay, Templar, if you're still with us, it's time for Templar. It's fun doing circles after we take all your airfields, right? Templar, it's time to take out those T-38Ts. Time to make LSR cry. Bye, Dylan. Bye. Oh no, oh, there's one survivor. We'll have to fix that. That's not acceptable. Who's this? Oriskany's 128th Infantry. Can I take them on the march? Disembark, move up the road, attack those tanks. Goodbye, 38Ts. Seabrenners, 318th Infantry, 18th Infantry. They're still in pretty solid shape. I'm gonna have them attack the artillery. I don't know if this is a smart move. I did not get away with that. That did not work. Chip, when you watch this later on YouTube, I apologize. I just got a bunch of your guys killed. More 38Ts! LSR gives a cheer. Time to start blowing up some 38Ts. I guess they're cheap. I guess that's why they're building all those 38Ts. Alright, now this guy, Chip's 316th. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade them to have half tracks. Alright, I can do that now. How much money do I have left? Oh, dude, I haven't put a dent in my money yet. I still have 1,600 points. Alright, that was their turn, unfortunately, but they now have paratroopers are flying through the mountains. Those American infantry down there now have half tracks, so they'll be a little bit faster going forward. Better use of resources are the roadblocks on the east side and north coast. Well, I mean, historically the way they did it was they moved up here, the British moved up along this coastal road, they took Messina from this direction, Patton pushed all the way out here to Palermo, then turned around and took Messina. They kind of reached it at the same time along the north road. I'm using a little bit of a different approach because this west tip of the island seems so squishy. Historically, this was pretty heavily defended. Patton had a little bit of a battle out here, but right now I'm seeing this little reconnaissance and force out here, and so far they're meeting very little resistance. So I'm going to see if I can be cheap and take these two objective hexes with not too much effort, especially since the Axis was polite enough to leave me an airfield undefended. I'm going to put some air units out there to support possible assaults on these two objective hexes. I'm about to take this one in the center, that's no big deal, and what I'll have then is the island already effectively bisected. Then I just have to take this town, which is not going to be easy, and then I don't know, I have no idea what the Germans have waiting for me up here in Messina. We'll have to see. I think it's about time for me to start buying some more stuff, though, I'll tell you what. I wish I could buy some assault guns. There's a cheat code that lets me do it, but I will not use it. I'm being super cheesy. Tanks! Oh boy. Okay, Damon, you're not on the stream, so I feel... Oh no, that's anti-tank guns up there. Nope. Not doing that. God damn it, man. This is a tough nut up here. There's a lot going on up here. go in here and I start knocking out these anti-aircraft positions with tanks. He's got elite infantry, well entrenched, well reinforced. They're over 10. Anything over 10 is like quantum level badass. Obviously, all these 12s are kick-ass. But that 11 German paratrooper, or not paratrooper unit up there kind of scares me. And right next to that, there are some Pack 38s. That's going to be 5cm anti-tank guns. And I'm not going to send my tanks right up into that shitstorm without finding something to loosen them up first. So next turn, I'll probably shell those and then attack them with infantry and then send in some tanks. I got to get across that river. I'm probably going to have to flank them to the west, since that German infantry unit was nice enough to come out of the mountains for me. That sort of at least opened up a flank. So I'm going to try and develop a little bit of a flank attack here. These 3 tank brigades are going to jump 1, 2, 3. It's going to take them an extra turn, but if I can envelop this town from the west and continue under naval bombardment, hopefully I'll have it cleared up. I just keep extending this way. They've attacked. Can I give them elite reflex? No, because they're enemy contact. They've already shelled. Alright. This unit here, I'm going to go ahead and, okay, first person in the chat to drop in a comment, gets to command this tank as well as the new tank I'm going to create. I'm going to create 2 more tanks. Who wants to be a tank brigade commander? Yeah, I'm not that worried about the artillery, Rasmus, against tanks. However, if I shove tanks up that bridge, I'm worried about those 5 centimeters on my right wing. That I'm scared of. Now, unfortunately, these guys are being purchased with no stars. Oh, they give them some stars. So nobody wants to be a tank commander, huh? Purchase. I'm spending all kinds of stupid money here. Artillery. What kind of artillery do we get? Anti-tank, M10s. Suppression of the tanks and breaking up the attack. I hope not. Artillery doesn't usually affect tank. It depends on what caliber artillery that is. Yeah, there's no real good. Oh, it's not letting me put it there. Shit. Yeah, there's no real good American assault gun yet. Laughs at 155 battery. Are they 155? Are they 150s? What are these? They're Italian 105mm mountain guns and Italian 105mm guns with 0 experience and 0 entrenchment. These artilleries aren't. Well, that one's a little scary because it's 11. But honestly, no, artillery's not that big a deal. There's nothing in that objective X? That's not possible. Okay, I was gonna say. There's some sort of anti-tanks. Okay, we finally found Italian resistance out here to the west. We'll see what happens. End the turn. We'll see where the enemy is. Somebody's bombing me! Oh, I just lost another fighter unit. I told you those Focke... 2 more Focke-Wulf units! Oh my god. Oh my god. Stop it. Stop hurting me. Stop hurting me. Oh god. Alright, that's like the joke. My little destroyer finally gets to attack something. Ooh. Dig, they trying to get some tanks. Hello? There you go, Jim. Get some tank units. Now get up there and do something. I killed all you guys. We're holding them in reserve, little bastards. Spitfires, kill these things. That's a nice start. That's a very nice start. More Spitfires. Unfortunately lose one entire unit of fighters. That, exactly like I was saying not to do, it happened. Not happy about that in the least. But I'm taking out 2 whole squadrons of fighters. So at least it was kind of worth it. Alright, time for Templars artillery to shell this German infantry in front of the town. What town is that? Enna? Now move up so that you are in range of more targets next turn. We're going to have a little bit of an artillery duel between these Vespas and Templars priests. Next turn. That's going to be epic. In fact, you know what, Templar? You're being reinforced. These guys I just I bought last turn, I'm going to give them a new name. Templar Moriarty. Because why not? Get up there. Just get up there and do it. Risking these combat engineers. Do something! I was hoping I could sneak in there and grab that objective X. Free French engineer, or free Yoss is free French with half tracks, still in half tracks. They're gonna do the what do they call it? They're gonna do the Kelly's Heroes attack on these Italian infantry, just like overrunning them in half tracks. It's getting bloody up here. Because I'm getting impatient. Starting to turn this flank. Yes, because Science Teacher, I see both streams. All is well. I'm just kind of in the middle of a few things at the moment. More artillery. sink those anti-tank guns so I can send armor in there to clean out that artillery. Shit. You're Paris, you're supposed to be badasses. Get in there. Try and upgrade this unit with half-tracks. The next Axis turn, I'm going to catch up with everybody in the chat. I can't give them half-tracks, I have to give them universal carriers because they're British. But I will do so, and that's their turn. I don't think I can give them elite, well I can give them elite replacements. I just don't get all the way because they're in contact with an enemy unit. I'm going to go ahead and, I don't want him to give up that position. I'm trying to get Bruce Lee's engineers in there. These guys I was going to upgrade. Oh, apparently I already did. Sorry. Oh my god, that's my unit. Oh no, it's Seabrenners. That's okay. Seabrenner did that. I'm just kidding, Jim. Oof. Yeah, some of my guys up here have taken some pretty heavy. That center town was a little tougher. I was talking shit about it before. It did a little bit more damage than I thought. Goodbye, T-38s. It was nice knowing you. We're Ralph's Bombers, what are you doing? I'm going to start reinforcing more air units over to this other airfield. Alright, so I'm just trying to apply pressure in 3 separate directions at once, which might be my undoing. What the hell, man? Gotta win this war on schedule. Alright, that's it for the turn, end the turn, and we'll see what the Germans say in a second. Okay, yeah, 2mm tanks. Do this over there on YouTube. Yeah. At that point, I'm usually an ex-encounter villain. But 2mm time zone is 2mm tanks are pretty good. That was nice. Broke up attack of German infantry off that airfield. But I tell you what, that's 2mm, 3mm, 6mm. Those are the scales to get the realistic engagement ranges, movement parameters, things like that. Don't say I did not warn you about the artillery. Yeah, but the artillery hit infantry badly. I was expecting that. I just wasn't expecting it quite that bad. Rather than send my tanks up there, I was using that turn to clear up my anti-tank guns on my right wing. After which I sort of swept them on the left. I'm doing a little mini Schwarzkopf there along that river. I'll show you in just a second. Yeah, so this here is like, this is the Persian Gulf. This is Kuwait. This is the Iraqi border. I'm sending, 7th Corps, 18th Air Mobile Corps. I'm sending all those mobile units around across this river, and now they're going to do that Hail Mary single envelopment there from out of the west. I'm going to smash up all this artillery from the side while I bombard them from offshore. I just didn't want to send tanks across that bridge against against that kind of resistance. But enemy, or I should say British artillery is about to liquidate the last of these German troops holding that airfield. We're going to take that airfield, and then we're going to, yeah, that's going to be the first big crack in that German position there at Catania. So Catania is about to be squealing from the feeling here. I'll tell you what though, I will shut down some of this artillery. He's almost out of ammunition too, 105 millimeter. No, not that stupid. Yes, look at that. Now this is going to get scary. Say your prayer for Elisar's 215th Infantry Brigade. They got wiped out. You did not pray hard enough. Oh no. Sorry, Elisar. Damn you! Those are 88s, aren't they? Jesus Christ. 88's backed up by artillery. How the hell am I going to get at them? And anti-aircraft. Oh, God. Damon, 4th Battalion of the RTR. Oh, this is gonna suck. This is gonna suck. Oh, put a dent in him finally. Oh, Jesus. I'm just like using up tanks. Do it. That's it. 88s are gone. We're into the artillery now. Alright, we cracked them. God damn, we paid a bloody price. But we cracked them. Oh, yeah. Finally. Now, these two infantry units can attack this anti-aircraft unit without fear of enemy artillery barrage, because there's not enemy artillery in range. All evidence to the contrary. Sending tanks into an entrenched town. Entrenchment 6? Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not that bloody. I'm not that much of a butcher. What kind of commander are you, Husky? You're killing all your troops. Hey. It's a brutal war game. The only way to end it is to win. Stupid heavy cruiser. By the time he gets his fat ass around the island, the friggin' campaign's gonna be over. Oh god. There's enemy bunkers up here and everything. Jesus. Oh no. So much for these as part of the battlefield being lightly defended. Tank guns engaging a destroyer. That's some bullshit. Swinders. Nice. I mean, he is Italian, so I'm expecting a little bit of that. That counts as artillery, doesn't it, that bunker, if I attack it with my tanks. Rugged defense! No! I hate rugged defense. Rasmus, you remember rugged defense, don't you? You love that rugged defense. I'm surprised I didn't get artillery fire from that. That's unusual. Did you see that? Gianna's Rangers just wiped out that whole brigade of Italians with one swing, while they had artillery support from that bunker. I'm pretty sure that pillbox gives me what's the range on that? Range of 2. Yeah, he should have given the artillery support to that. Oh well, he'll probably show me next turn. Alright, so these two battles out here to the west are now fully developed. It's time to buy some more units. First person in the chat. Okay, Dunkus, you know what? I've probably been ignoring you, sir. Dunkus, you're getting some air support. Or you're being brought in as some fighters. As a new fighter commander here. Hold on. Tactical bomber. E-26s. How much did they cost? You don't tell me how much they cost. They cost $360 out of $1244. That's plenty. I got plenty of money. I'm buying another one. It's time to get stupid. It's time. Ooh, E-26. What's that cost? $420. It's worth it. Alright, Dunkus, you have the coolest bomber on the board. You have the B-26. Marauder. I'll switch the name over to you when it becomes that unit's turn next turn. When these two new tactical bomber units are what's going to break things loose. Because the Italians have plenty of artillery and entrenched infantry and even some tank destroyers with those Sembolventas up there. But you know what they don't have very much of? Anti-aircraft. I think this is the only anti-aircraft they have. 75mm spot. Yeah, that's it. Other than that, you guys are going to have a field day, and you're going to slowly grind down the rest of these two towns, and that's going to clear the way for Oriskany's tanks, Templars artillery, Gianna's Rangers, and Blade Runner's tanks. We're going to go ahead and Rasmus has some tanks out there too. We're going to go ahead and clean out that western part of the island. And that should start to wrap things up. I don't think I have this center part done yet. He is about to be out of ammo. Alright, Rasmus, clean up those Vespers in there, please. Take that objective hex, please. Yay! That's another objective hex cleared for the Allies. We now control central Sicily. Lancasters, what are you doing? Let's head up here and start to bomb some things. Spitfires. You know what, I'm going to send some Spitfires up here, just in case the Germans pop out of nowhere with more Focke-Wulfs. I do not like those Focke-Wulf 190s. The Allies call them butcher birds for a reason. Templars, artillery, shell me some infantry, so my tanks can do something more useful. Templars, M10 tank destroyers. I'm going to pivot them and have them hit these tank destroyers over here. One shot at those guys. Good job, Templar. Alright. Meanwhile, Husky's combat engineers are going to mount up. They're going to vault across that river and they're going to start to turn this Italian flank. I'm going to clear this road. Hopefully there's no German tigers hiding up that mountain pass. In the words of Patton, to his reconnaissance troops, drive down that road until you get blown up. Let's see what happens. Oh my god, they're in trucks? I thought they were in half-tracks. Okay, they're really lucky they didn't run across anybody. Get somebody in front of them, please. I'm gonna rush up that road. Just go for it, man. Just drive faster. Right, now I can get a little ballsy with my air power up here now that all that flak is taken care of. Thunderbolts on German Italian artillery batteries. Spitfires on... Oh, I messed up. Catania's finally about to crack. It took friggin' forever. I think that's about it for my turn here. Oh, 1 unit of... Oh, is that 3? Elite replacements. Almost lost another battalion of troops units. Guys, ground attack squad. Oh, these two guys. I want to already start developing an attack up here to the north. I've already got my eyes on the last objective X. 2 more brigade or 2 more battalions of Mark IVs. At least we saw, 13, those are tough. At least we saw them this time. I'm not gonna ambush us. I think that's it for my turn. Oh, 1 unit of Oriskany's troops didn't do anything. Elite replacements. Rebuild. Alright, cool. End my turn. I approve! Nice. Front vehicle procure name. Semovente! That's the tank what's got no roof. Actually, the later ones did have roofs. Yeah, the Axe's turn got really short. That's a good sign. They don't have many units left. It's when you hit end of your turn and Panzer General just starts playing against himself for like 2 hours, that's when stuff will start crying. Oh, the enemy's got too much stuff left. Okay. First up, first order of business. What the hell? Control N. Thank you. Let me get this right. Dunkus. Tactical Fighter Wing, number, 409. And, oops. Control N, yeah, Alt N, I should say. Forward 10. Dunkus, as far as streams going in the UK, we do it once in a while with Elisar. He is, I know he's in Queensland. I think he's near Brisbane. I'm not sure where you are in Australia. I don't know how many time zones you have in Australia. It's actually not that hard, depending on, because I mean our evening is your like mid-morning. So for us, it's we're now off of work on Wednesday night. So I mean I know a lot of people are home with the whole COVID-19 thing. But later on, like during the weekend, like I can usually set something up on Friday night. That's your like mid-morning on a Saturday, or Saturday into Sunday. Me and Elisar, Dylan used to game on my Sunday evening, like 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock, and that becomes his Monday morning. His schedule was such that he was able to do something, on Monday morning. But yeah, we're gaming Darkstar with a player in Shanghai tomorrow night. So yeah, it's all about if the people in the Pacific can get up early in the morning, or don't have to work in the morning, or can just listen in like with headphones, depending on what kind of job you have. If you have kind of a cubicle job or something, then yeah, we do those kind of streams all the time. The problem is that when we do that, we pretty much drop Europe. A lot of our viewers are in the UK and Ireland, and for them it's like 3 o'clock in the morning right now, 2 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, there's not really many of them on that stream right now. Oh shit, I did not mean to do that. Alright, first I'm going to bombard more tanks. Yeah, you know what the Italian player did here? He just spammed a lot of weak units. Cheap weak units to pretty much take up space. Oh, Rasmus! Okay, now I'm going to send in some bombers at a little bit of a risk. I'm not going to lie, this is going to be a little risky, because that is an anti-aircraft unit. However, they've just been hit. Their entrenchment level is now 0, I hope. Yes, they've only got 2 stars. I'm sending in a new 3-star B-26 bomber squadron under Dunkus Gaming. Say a prayer. This is risky, but if it works, it cracks this position open like a friggin' walnut. If it works. Let's see. Get ready. Holy crap, it worked! You nuked that anti-aircraft unit, didn't take a single shell in return. Now that other B-25 unit can take out that artillery. Safely. Alright, what town is that anyway? Marsala? Yeah, you're done. You're gonna be chicken Marsala by the time I'm done with you. I think that wraps up that battle. Let's go down to this battle. More artillery toast. Do it! Get out of the way. That allows me to move in more fighters. Kill the artillery. Artillery is still there, but there can't be much left. Bombard the town. Okay, now Rasmus's tanks and Glade Runner's new tanks are going to go ahead and engage the Italian armor. I'll take that airfield, thank you very much. Glade Runner's tanks, you've already been knocked down to 60%. You've been in some fierce battles. That's okay, because guess what? You're going to kill some Italians. Oof. The Italians are fighting back pretty hard. I'm sorry to say. Jen, you're losing against the Italians. How does that make you feel? Oh. But again, so is Gianna's Rangers. Gianna's Rangers have taken some casualties. But that position's about to crack as well. Alright, over here in the center. Let's start with him. His last bombs. Take him back to the airfield and refuel. Send in the new fighters. You start doing them in relays. Send the new bombers in there. Bomb them. Cruiser, bomb them. Airborne, take them out. Oh, they fled. They got bombarded so hard by the cruiser they gave up an objective X. Oh, Italians, what are you doing? give this airborne unit a break then, and what I'll use this turn to give them elite replacements then. I like to keep my army together. Take out the rest of the artillery. Poor Bruce Lee hasn't gotten to kill anything tonight. Kill them. Yavasa's free French armor is down to 8% or 80% again. I think he's taking some of the most casualties in this game, at least as far as tank units. Alright, what's going on up here? I want to make better use of my air resources. What's a tough unit that can take some damage? I know the Germans are going to have some air support, some anti-air support up here. I'm out of ammo? Can I undo that move? Thank you. Alright, they're going to retire instead. How about these guys? These guys have plenty of ammo. Out there, attack. Yeah, there's some German anti-air out there as well. Not much. Not as much as I thought. Their main line of resistance was down here at Catania. We now have that broken. So now, the worst is behind us. Air power, air power, air power. That was actually kind of dumb, but I don't care. Ammo 1. He's almost out of ammo. I'm going to bring him down there. Now I'm thinking about it. Hesitant to send tanks up into the mountains to clear out that infantry. Let me get this stuff out of the way. He's already moved to the road. I gotta do it. What are they? Are they any good? Italian, 0 experience, entrenched 2 in mountains. Damon's tanks. See what you can do. Rugged defense. Yeah, I'm not surprised. They've got very good terrain up there. That's okay. See, they were clogging up that road. These units, when there was an infantry, when there was an Italian infantry unit there, it exerts what they call a ZOC, or zone of control, and it was blocking this coastal road. So now that that coastal road is clear, of course, all my guys have already moved now, unfortunately. Damn it. You see that road, all this green, it's all clear. That wasn't green before, because there was too much, there was Italian infantry in the mountains with positions overlooking that road. So I don't want to get too crazy with this, because there are 2 brand new brigades, or battalions, whatever, of, not quite brand new. I've digged them up a little bit with airstrikes. Of German armor up there. Elite replacements. He's already moved. I don't remember when I moved him, but apparently I already moved him. Anti-aircraft. Yeah, it's kind of a patchwork force. I've got it shoved up there. Disembark. So I'm not going to be able to move that twice. Tank destroyers. Those tank destroyers have work to do. It's called two more battalions of armed force. Those guys have half-tracks. I wonder if it's worth coming up to this road. There's no objectives up there. I'm not going to need that road to approach this town. It would open up an additional avenue, but it's going to take too much time. You know what? I'll send a unit up here just to kind of take a peek. If this road is open, I'll use it. But if there's going to be a fight there, I'm not going to mess with it. looks like it might be open. Because if I can get, you know, if I can jackknife northwest, catch the road, and then turn east, and open up a second pincer against Messina here, that might be worthwhile. Otherwise, like Rasmus was saying earlier about choke points, what you'll see here is that whole town can only be really attacked through one clear axe, and that's a hell of a choke point. I'm gonna see if I can avoid that. Sure enough, the stupid thing, I should have left him where he was. First of all, I should have sent him east instead of west, and then once I started sending him west, I should have just stood the hell with it and kept him going west. Now he's like completely out of the battle, because I made mistakes with him twice. That's right. Yeah, daylight savings is kind of a pain, because like none of Australia observes it, or only some of it observes it. I have to deal with that at work as well as with gaming. Just to be safe, I always Google search it. It's like, what time is it in Brisbane? What time is it in Shanghai? What time is it in, you know? And I know right off the bat. Because that has happened. I'll set up like a Skype meeting to game with somebody live, and they'll think it's like an hour later, or it's an hour beforehand, and it gets screwed up. Alright, I'm thinking pretty much done with this turn, unless I decide to spend some more money. Actually, I'm down to 565 points. I'm going to never completely run out of money in this game, guys. Because if you do, then you can't buy reinforcements for your units when they get damaged. So never completely run out of units. Oh, I'm sorry, never completely run out of prestige. Prestige is like the currency, it's like your money. To buy new units, and also to, oh, it does let me buy British units. I didn't know you could do that. You can toggle back and forth between British. Oh, okay. I might. Typhoons. I might break my little rule there. 468 points for a squadron of mosquitoes. Okay, guys in the chat, both YouTube and Twitch, who wants to command a squadron of mosquitoes? Brand new squadron of brand spanking new mosquitoes. Still got the new car smell. Still has that little, the music is really loud, by the way. Did I turn it up? No, I did not. But I'll turn it down if you want. Does anyone want to command a new thing of mosquitoes? I think, Jen, you're just tired of the music. Either that or I turned away my, my microphone there. New wood smell? Okay, Dunkus, that was you. You have a new group of mosquitoes. Why won't you let me buy mosquitoes? What? Oh, there's no more units available. Oh, sorry, dude. If something else dies, I'll buy you the first mosquito, I promise. The game, what's the word here? Limits you not only by how many points you have, but how many slots you can have. So right now I've got too many slots. I apologize. Alright, cool. So, super fast. Go through our... I saw one green light. I missed one unit. I thought I was done with him. I am done with him. Come on, machine. Alright, end the turn. It's not my fault because science teacher. I didn't even see what happened. What is going on? Oh, up there by the north. Alright, the game's almost half over. That's alright, because I'm about to blast some fools. I still don't know how that's happening, but whatever. End. No, don't end, Jesus. That is Donkus. Still whipping all that monkey ass. that artillery position. Soften up that town axe. That town axe is going to be a mother. You blew it from 11 down to 5 in one swing. There goes Italian infantry. Or I should say artillery. Now, see, they outnumber me, and they'll shoot first, and those are only light tanks. Elite replacements. I've got time. I'm not going to lose any more units by being stupid. Alright, up here. He's now down to 1 ammo, but that's okay because I've got an airfield right by me. That's why you defend airfields. Goodbye, artillery. It was nice knowing you. Because signed Sitrep, you're already about to lose your first tank unit, so I'll give you elite replacements. Probably gave up that airfield when that 12 comes back down to reoccupy it, but I wanted to finish off that enemy unit. Now let's see how open this road is. Who's in front? Who's in front? Seabrenner? No. Seabrenner? No. Yavasa first. Okay, you know what? See, I'll send your most powerful unit, Chip, forward in case you run into anything, which I'm half afraid you will. At least then you will have a better chance of survival. Here's, knocking on wood, there are no tigers on that road. There's something on that road. I just ran into it too. Ambush, ambush. I had a funny feeling that wouldn't be completely. Good news is, Templar, more arty, is ready to bombard it from across the mountains. Assault that proper next turn. Okay, what else is going on up here? This whole battle is finally over. Elite replacements on my Paris. They deserve it. Stupid light cruiser. Taking forever. Actually, it'll get up there just in time to help out, I think. He's almost out of ammo. Bring him down to the airfield. Currently occupied by Yavasa's free French armor. I have some more Spitfires, which aren't great at anything, but what the hell? Oh, they're out of ammo. Okay, back up, back up. Bring them down to that airfield for sure. I have more air power I can bring up. I can start to shell those tanks with my light cruiser. Oh, they must have missed. Okay, I got lucky as it is with none of those German tanks coming south down this road to counterattack the very squishy spearheads I had coming down these two coastal roads. Half-tracks, Bren carriers, trucks, very vulnerable units. If he had decided to give up that defense in the northeast and hit me really hard, he could have done a lot of damage. I'm kind of glad he didn't. It gives me a chance to get some of Rasmus's tanks in the front where they belong, along with some of Damon's tanks. Disembark, get up in those mountains. Get some artillery up here. They can support. I don't think the Axis has any air power left, so I'll leave them off the side of the road for now. Royal Artillery Regiment. Move them up there for now, because if I move them all the way up, it's just going to clog up the road. Damn, these Churchills are slow. Yeah, you see this traffic jam I'm in now. Ugh. Risking the combat engineers. I'm gonna risk, because it's my unit. Oh wait, they're trucks, never mind. I was about to put them in the front of the column again. Damn it, Risky, you're a madman. Stop throwing away the lives of your men. Yeah, these guys can't even move at this point. Okay, Oriskany's 120th Regiment. These are my guys. They are in half tracks. They're at the spearhead. If I get attacked by Mark IVs, be it on my own head. But for now, that's going to be it. Can these guys mount up in trucks of some kind? Get up the road. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. These guys are still moving. Will it let me buy anything? Or was it just for the British I couldn't buy anything? Slots available 0. Yeah, I have no more slots. I have too many units. Alright. I think that's it for this turn. Cool. End turn. We'll see what the Axis has to say. Chris, welcome to the stream, sir. You are in this game as well. This music brings back memories. I joke around with Jen, except I'm not really joking, that I want this music playing over my casket at my funeral. And the whole 2 people on Earth that is actually going to come to my friggin' funeral, they're going to know this music and they're going to know exactly what it's from. In fact, the guy, the funeral home director, that's going to be the criteria for getting in. You're not allowed in to a Risky's funeral unless you can identify this music. Jen thinks I'm kidding, but you know, the power of attorney is gonna show that that's actually what I meant. Yeah. So Chris, thanks for joining us. What we did was we created an allied army of British and Americans to assault Sicily. Very approximately. I mean, this is just Panzer General. It's not that big a deal. Kind of like they did in July of 1943. We have Chip commanding some of the American infantry. I'm commanding some other American infantry. Yabas has got the Free French. Elisar's got the British infantry. Ash has British airborne. Gianna has 82nd U.S. airborne because Gianna. Also U.S. Rangers. Yabas has got some Free French armor. Rasmus has all the American tanks. I go through all this. I mean, Templars got American artillery and tank destroyers. Because down here, Chris, that's you. You've got all the American fighters. P-39, I'm sorry, P-38s, P-51s, and some P-47s. You have swept the sky along with the British. British fighters are commanded by Skobac. Did I get that wrong? I got that wrong. I'm sorry. You command the British fighters. Skobac commands the American fighters. Between the two of you, my 2 Canadians, you've swept the sky of the Luftwaffe and the Italian Air Force, the Royal Italian Air Force, such as it was. The Luftwaffe was pretty scary. I think we actually lost 1 or 2 squadrons of fighters because they had some Focke-Wulf 190s in the air. That's never a good thing. Oh my God, the Germans have rebuilt those tanks. Alright, the Navy's coming up there to shell the hell out of these guys. This last battle here at Messina, this is what's left of the Hermann Göring Luftwaffe Panzer Grenadier Division. This is going to be a slaughter. Oh no. Alright, I'm all discombobulated. I'm starting from left to right like I always do. Here I go. Air power. This is some of Dunkus's air power. These B-26s. Do it! Okay, Douglas, you just cleared Marsala of enemy infantry. I'm going to attack. Let me be smart. Let me be smart. Okay. I'm going to attack with these tanks. And then afterwards they're going to fall back and occupy that objective X. Boom, that's another objective X. We control the westernmost tip of Sicily now. Okay, now we're going to go back to air power. Bombard those Italian tanks. Except they're out of bombs, right? No, you have 4 bombs. What the hell? Oh, there it goes. I was going to say. Templars artillery. Oh, well, it was tanks, so no effect there. That's okay. Fall back a little just to guard that road. Now these light tanks. Rasmus's M5 Stuarts. Alright, clean them out. There's still these 10 up here I'm still a little worried about. Alright. Oh, they've taken their turn. Yeah, this is Chris's Fighter Squadron 612. Spitfire Mark 9s. There's no real air power left to fight, so I'm using them as like auxiliary ground attack. Ralph's first RAF bomber. This is Lancasters. There's not really much for them to do back here. That did no effect. Yeah. Alright, there you go, Chris. You took out the last of those Italian light tanks along the coast. Open up that road north to, what is that, Messina? Trapani, sorry. Where the hell is Messina? Messina's on the other side. This is Palermo. My, oh no! Jen, your tank battalion got blown up. I'm sorry. You got killed. Jen, you got killed. I'm so sorry. The Semoventes attacked across the airfield like I knew they would, and they blew you up. Oh no! I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Damn, these Italians put up a little bit of a fight here. What the hell? Ammo. Why can't I? Oh. Jesus, this little battle group needs a little bit of reinforcement, man. All of a sudden. Holy crap. Alright, let me see if I can open up this road a little bit. This coastal road. So Templars' self-propelled guns are trying to shell those bunkers from over the mountains. As 3 battalions of infantry, if it'll let me, right, you know what, maybe it's this, will let me disembark, get out of the half tracks, dude, and attack. Surrenders! Alright, let's see if we've opened up that road. The road is open! Good job. Who was that? That was Seabrenners. Chips, 317th Infantry Regiment, supported by Templars, more artillery. more artillery battalion. The number of the artillery battalion is more artillery. Because reasons. Alright, this attack up here against Palermo is in big trouble. They're a little overextended, so I'm going to send some air power there to help them out. These guys were here last turn, so they've been adjacent to an airfield all this time. They are replenished. They've got more ammo, more fuel. These guys have a light cruiser and a heavy cruiser coming up in support, along with some artillery. It's going to take a turn or two to set up properly. Disembark. Put Risky's infantry in front of Templar's artillery so they don't get massacred. Get those priests up there so they can just start lobbing shells into these positions. Because I want to use artillery to break up some of that anti-air before I send in air to break up the artillery and their artillery and tanks. And then once the enemy position really starts to wobble, that's when we're going to get crazy with an actual tank assault. These guys should be fully replenished now. Cool. Where are my Typhoons? Those are Spitfires. Go, Chris. Get them. That's alright. Templar's tank destroyers, that's going to be nice. Oh my god, look at this traffic jam. My super fast units can move a total of like 3 hexes because of traffic. I think that's it. Although I should be able to buy some more units now because Jen's tank troop got blew up. Let's see if it lets me buy something now. Yep, I have one auxiliary slot open. That's where Jen's tanks used to be. Jen, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But it does give me the chance to buy. Oh my God, it's gonna use up almost all my money. Oh no. What the hell? Who cares? To buy those mosquitoes I promised for Dunkus. Why won't you let me purchase them? There we go. And I'm going to need them to break up those German tanks. There you go, Dunkus. There are your new mosquitoes. I will name them next turn when it's their turn. When it's their turn. Like, I can only name them on their turn. They don't get a turn right now because they were literally just created. Alright, what else? Do I use everybody? Where are those paratroopers? Paratroopers kind of get left behind because they don't paratroop with trucks. So they start off out in front, obviously as paratroopers. Once the battle lands, the mechanized infantry sort of like streams past them, and then, you know, unless you park them into a town and then you upgrade them with half tracks or trucks, they tend to get left behind. But then you can't airdrop them next battle in the campaign. So it depends on what you want to do. Yep, here they come. I told you those tanks were going to get ballsy eventually. They're going to come out of that town sooner or later. That's actually a big mistake on their part. Because now they're out of range of their artillery. This tank right here, number 7 and number 7, they just took some pretty bad losses. Didn't do that much damage to me. And guess what? They're now in range of a metric beep ton of my artillery. Templar and, who commands my British artillery? Templar and P. Beckus are about to have a freaking field day. To say nothing of the Royal Navy. Not quite in range, but getting real stinking close. Light cruiser versus infantry in the open. Do it! I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Alright, what's going on over here? Let's do this one step at a time. This little destroyer is still dueling with Italian tanks and losing. I'm gonna have to figure out how that happens later. Alright, Dunkus, Tactical Fighter Wing, 410. These are the, B-26 Marauders. You know, it almost feels bad launching B-26 Marauders against Italian light tanks. So I won't. I'll launch them against Italian Semoventes. Oh shit, they actually took some damage. Dude, these Italians are not playing around here at Palermo. What the hell? What kind of bomber is that? Oh, those are Dunkus's other ones. His B-25s. Mitchell's. Kill those tanks, please. Failed. What the damn, dude? Because they're out of ammo. Oh my god, my Rangers are... I'm about ready to lose my Rangers. Ugh. This attack to the north got overextended. Why can't I attack this? I don't get it. Oh, because they're friendlies. Damn it, I almost tried to bomb my own guys again. Nobody saw that, right? Nobody saw that. They won't reach. These B-17 sure as hell won't reach. Effect, but that's okay because Templar's going to bombard them, and then Erasmus is going to hit them twice. Once with M5 light tanks, they're dead, and then again with M4 medium tanks. Push them up that road. Oh god. Alright. Back over here on the coastal road, remount into half tracks, and head up the road that you have so heroically opened. I'm going to detach that one battery of your M7s, Templar, to support this attack on Palermo. That attack on Palermo is in big trouble. I underestimated Italian resistance up there. They're about dead, but damn, dude, they did a lot of damage and they're taking a lot of time. Alright, I still can't move these. I guess I already moved them. Alright, cool. No worries. I'll worry about them later. I have plenty of land-based artillery. Unlimber these 7.2-inch guns. Oh. Oh. Panzers. I'm so sorry. I'm really... Oh, that's gonna suck for you so hard. Except they did no damage after I talked all that shit? Oh, man. Alright, their entrenchment level's gotta be like 0. 56 Panzerkampfwagen Mark IV. Alright, Rasmus. Do it. Damn, they still hit you first. Holy crap. Damon, 3rd RTR. Eliminate the enemy presence, please. Alright, so I've opened up a gap that I can hopefully send through with some Churchills to hit the second understrength regiment, or understrength battalion of Panzer IVs. But before I do that, I want to soften them up with some air power. Okay, this is the new Mosquito unit. Control Alternate End. Alright, this is... Dunkus Mosquitoes. Alright, this is your first chance to prove yourself. Kill some Mark IVs. You killed all the Mark IVs. That's how you do it. Everybody see how that was done? That's how you do it. When I say kill Germans, that's what I mean. Also, Gaz's Attack Squadron 411. That's how you do it. I hope everybody was watching. I've already moved them, I guess. Well, there's no real reason to move anti-tank guns up there, but I'll do it. Bruce Lee's Engineers. Risking these stupid guys that are in trucks instead of in... Alright, more of Damon's Churchills will now engage these 30ATs. They kick the shit out of them. That was awesome. Oops. Yeah, alright. We about got this one, folks. Why twice if once will do? Hey, doesn't he still have active bombers? Shouldn't I get dibs since you left my tanks out to try to be killed by it? Yeah, except he was asking for mosquitoes back when I was going to create mosquitoes, but I didn't have enough slots. Also, it's not my fault that you lost against Italians, Jen. Alright, I'm sorry. That's, you know... We have to be responsible. Alright, damn these Italians in the north. Alright, I'm about really tired of these dudes. They're about to exhaust my patience. More mosquitoes from gas. Finish off those Semboventes, please. That's how you do it. That's the way. Now for Dunkus's B-26s. That are just awesome. Cleared out the town hex. In go Rasmus's exhausted 312th. At less than half strength, but nevertheless victorious tank battalion. That's another town hex of another objective hex taken. That leaves me to do for the Rangers here, who are also in really bad shape, elite replacements. These Lancasters literally, oh no, B-25 Mitchells, almost have no one left to bomb. That's a good problem to have. It's not really for anything, but in a campaign game, it helps if you take all the towns. Because that gives you more prestige, and that's more money that you get to carry forward in the next campaign, into the next battle of the campaign. I mean, you don't want to do it to the point where you're losing money by any stretch of the imagination. I'm going to block up, make sure you can't retake that X. Oh, no, I'm not going to attack that town, dude. That's stupid. In fact, I don't know if Rasmus ever did this, or even Chris back in the day. One thing that I used to do was take every single objective hex except the very last one, and literally beat down to the last unit, but just never occupy the hex. Basically, never end the game, and send my guys everywhere else. I was basically grinding on the game to just pretty much capture as much and destroy as much enemy equipment as I could, thereby earning my guys as much experience as I could and getting them set up for the next big campaign, or the next big battle in whatever campaign I was in. Usually against the Germans, because I played a lot more Panzer General than Allied General. And again, those people who played this game back in the day will know Panzer General was a lot easier than Allied General. Holy hell. I'm going to knock out more T-38s. They just keep building those stupid Czech 38s. LSR must command the enemy force. But I'm going to start whaling on that anti-aircraft position with my naval units and with whatever artillery can reach, just so I can operate with a little bit more air, a little bit more impunity over the air power there. Oh, with my air. Oh, dude, that's the end of that. All right, guys. I'm hoping this ends the game here. Here we go. Do it. Tank destroyers of Templar. Finish off those. What are those, Vespas? Finish off those Vespas. Boom. That opens it up for... Really? Oh, zone of control. God damn it. Alright, I gotta get some more air power in there. What's good? What's good? What's good that hasn't attacked yet? He's only got one ammo left. I'm going to get a little ballsy with my tanks here, because I'm trying to get this objective done. I want it done. I want everything done. Get out of that town. Nope. I'm gonna be at this one more turn. Damn it. Shit. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave everything else just parks. That's fine. I don't care. There's literally only 2 enemy units left. Alright, end the turn. Getting ready for my minor. Oh, that's the whole Allied Axis turn. The Axis turn was nothing. They knew better than to attack me. Oh, Allied turn 13. Yep, they did absolutely nothing. Alright, cool. Let's just finish this up. Alright guys, let's end this game. First I'm going to start over here. Italians, you should have surrendered when you had the chance. This is what you get. You don't surrender. First, Templar bombards you from land. Then the U.S. Navy bombards you from sea. That's after the Royal Air Force has bombarded you from the air. Followed by more Royal Air Force bombarding you from the air. Followed by Rasmus's tanks. You should have quit when you had a chance. And Rasmus's light tanks occupy the hex. Boom. That's another town done. Alright, not that it really matters, but just for fun, why can't we kill this last stupid... How about you get next to an airfield so you can get replenished? See, I get near the end of the game when I start to get sloppy. Gianna's Rangers, you want to take out that last bunker? It's point to ho! Do it! You did it. Alright, cool. We now have Western Sicily completely secure. There's not a single... Oh, wait. No, there's one little renegade battle group of Italian tanks running around out here in the countryside. Running over goats and cows and chickens and shit. What the hell's wrong with you people? Alright, over here, cruiser, bombers. Oh, no bombers. I'm out of ammunition. Alright, get out of there. Bombers. This artillery never even had a chance to unlimber. And, okay guys, first person in the chat, we have Rasmus, Damon, who's not here to defend himself, Yavasu, who's not here to defend himself, and Templar. We have Rasmus and Templar. Who wants to occupy Messina and end the game? First person in the chat as of now. Rasmus says go for it. Alright Rasmus, you called it. Rasmus says 314th Tank Battalion. That should end the game. Why didn't you end the game? That usually ends the game right there. Maybe when I hit that. Maybe when I hit the end of turn. Oh, there it is. Replay finished. Scenario finished. You can now review the battlefield. Also, you can save the log of this game. Sure, I don't need to save the log, but I'll review the battlefield quickly. Yep. So that's the ending. That's the ending situation right there. That town, Palermo, took a lot longer than I thought. Catania took about as long as I thought. And Messina fell a little faster than I thought. But, yeah, so plus on this one, and poorly on this one. This end part was actually really squishy. I took that airfield from the march. And, yeah, end the turn. And it doesn't tell me if it was a major victory or a minor victory. I guess it doesn't matter because it wasn't a, oh well, it doesn't matter. Yeah, and that was Panzer General Forever. Exit this. Oops, hold on. So here's the main screen or whatever. You have Panzer General, obviously the classic. Allied General, the one we just played. Again, you can play the Soviets in Finland, the Soviets all the way through to Berlin. The Americans starting in Morocco all the way to Berlin, depending on the campaign tree, and the British from Sale Barani, from when the Italians first invaded Libya in 1940, all the way to Berlin. Kaiser General lets you play the Germans in World War I, and KUK basically lets you play the Austrian-Hungarian Empire in World War I. Those are the four that come with this supplement, and or this fan release. And then again, there's also Space General or Star General, I think they call it. There's Fantasy General. There's People's General, which again is China in who knows where. And yeah, it gets pretty cool. So yeah, here's the whole map for Poland. It's like a tutorial game. They give you like 2 objective pixels. That's the whole map. you saw how big Sicily was, and Sicily wasn't even that big of a map. And yeah, you just pretty much play with the your objective is to, again, you're going to win. It's how fast you can do it, because especially early on in the war's history, you want to rack up as many major victories as possible, because you get more money for that, and you get to build your army out with more prestige and upgraded units and more experience. You've got to do that before you start running across real enemies, especially once you get into Russia. By the time you get into late 41 in Russia, you better have a kick-ass German army in Panzer General, or you might as well just start over. It's been my experience. Okay, everybody. So, yeah, Rasmus, I did complete Panzer General and Allied General a few times in campaign mode. Panzer General I've done a bunch of times, both winning and losing. In other words, I've got a kick-ass army all the way to Berlin, 1945. And from the gates of the Reichstag, pretty much reconquered all of Central Europe in like one turn, in like one game. And the winning one, we go into Washington, which is kind of silly, but hey, it's fun. You have German jet fighters by that point. I played the Americans in Allied General all the way through. I never played the British because I wasn't that interested. And playing the Russians in Allied General is freaking hard, man. Because first you're up against the Finns, and that's like, I mean, you're going to get a minor victory, but it's impossible to get a major victory. It's not quite impossible. My brother did prove it by being the cheesiest bastard in the game. He would like attack with one unit, and like do it again and again and again and again and again until he got a perfect result. Like the RNG in the game just gave him like that perfect result. Save. Move his next counter, again. It took him a week, but he finally did get a major victory in Finland. It's very, very hard. And then right after that, you're up against the Germans at 41. And the Germans in 41 are nothing to mess with, man. So yeah, the Russians I just got frustrated with. The British, I was like, that's fine. But I played the Americans in Allied General all the way through. Yeah, the Red Army was definitely a pain. Definitely a pain. That's the kind of war that you want to just survive. You want to get to the end. You don't worry about, you know you're going to get to Berlin anyway. That's like the normal state. Whereas the Americans and the British, it's different. And of course, for the Germans, you want to, quote unquote, get to first Moscow, then London, then Washington. As absurd as that sounds. But anyway, it's fun. Alright guys, so yeah, we streamed a little bit longer than I thought. I'm going to go ahead and close it down. Hope you enjoyed our little more lighthearted look here at Panzer General and Allied General. What I'm going to do is, yeah, I think I'm going to be out of town this weekend, so I don't think there's any weekend gaming or weekend stream on Sunday. That was kind of why I wanted to do something today. Tomorrow is busy, and then Friday I'm on the road, so yeah, that's pretty much my week. Pretty much shot. Cool. Thanks very much, Dunkus. You guys have a good day. Thanks everyone for stopping by. We had a pretty good crowd today. Dunkus and Chris and Rasmus, because science teacher Elisar was here earlier. Novus Templar. Awesome. Go for it. I'll go. Oh, it looks like Novus Templar, you were a second too late on that. I'm sorry. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and shut down the stream here, guys. And yeah, I mean, if you guys are familiar with this game, let me know if there's any more scenarios you want me to, interesting change of pace. Yeah, cool, glad you liked it. If there's any more scenarios that you guys think are fun, in this Allied General / Panzer General, I've never tried any of the World War I stuff, so I have no idea if it's good or not, if it's fun or not. It's totally a fan release, so I have no, if it's never been play tested or whatever that I know of. But, you know, we can give it a shot one of these days. Again, Sitrep Podcast is any military history now. We are not stuck with, I mean, even World War II isn't modern history anymore. So, you know, we're wide open as far as history goes. Crete is always fun. That is true. Crete is a lot of fun. Crete is fun for the Germans. I don't think you can play Crete. I don't think Crete appears in Allied General, but it does appear in Panzer General. That's where you have plenty of German paratroopers. And get ready for casualties. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and take off. Thanks very much everybody for coming by. And even though I got one of your tank battalions killed, and you weren't even in my original army, so you weren't one of my core units, John. You were one of my auxiliary units. So you don't really count. No, I'm just kidding, but not really. Okay, guys, I'm taking off. You guys have fun. Like I said, I think I am off the grid this weekend. I'm pretty sure I'm off the grid this weekend. Pretty sure I am, and therefore I'll talk to everybody next week. All right, everyone, stay safe, be cool, and I'll see everyone. I'll see you over the hill, so to speak. Take care, everybody.